Man, welcome to another episode of Real Shit Let's Talk podcast. Man, today we got a good treat for you, right? Because we always want to be financially more, right? Financially stimulating, financially taken care of. We want to be wealthy. We want to do all these wonderful different things. But today, I got Mr. Christian, Mr. Bankroll himself. That's what I learned so far, right? Well, go ahead, man. Introduce yourself. Go ahead. Talk to him.
Too kind, brother. My name is Christian Garcia. I'm the owner of No Hassle Credit Solutions. I'm also a licensed life insurance agent, so I handle pretty much everything financial with, personal, business, protection, all that good stuff.
Okay. So, I mean, to the people though, what does that literally mean though? You say you're well rounded. So, what does that mean to the people, and why is it that we need to be financially stable, financially in the know about how we spend our money and how we protect our money?
So, financially, if you're not fit financially, you're not going to be fit in other areas of your life. That's going to control a lot of stuff for 99% of everybody. You know what I mean? When you have money, you feel good. When everything is stable, you feel better. You know what I mean? So that's why I said, like, the most important thing should be, your financials. It should be, your financials should be strong. You get me?
Okay. Well, I look at it like this, all right? So, like, what for me, financial stability is like just being able to pay my bills. Like, I'm on the low end of this the totem pole because I was like, as long as I pay my bills, as long as I'm going to work, as long as I am trading my time for my money, then I thought I was good, right?
Yeah.
But now, what you're saying, what we've learned so much in conversation, talking to you, we need to let our money work for us.
Absolutely.
So when it comes down to the financial literacy part, you're saying, is it like I need to go open up a bunch of bank accounts, get all these credit cards, and spend all this money? Is that what you're trying to say? Like trying to build it up so that I have it, or is it trying to be like I just need to go open up these accounts?
Not necessarily. So okay, let's go on the business side, right?
Okay.
So let's say you have a good business idea. You've probably already have been doing things for the business, and you're making a little bit of money. You know what I mean? So you have like the proof of concept. Once you have that proof of concept, all you need is money. You see what I'm saying? So you going, opening these accounts, getting these business credit cards, stop, using all your personal money, like all your savings and stuff like that, and start using the business stuff because it's not gonna show up on your personal business credit cards. You get me? Okay. So even the limits are higher, the terms are better. Usually the interest is a lot better too. Okay. So that gives you that financial backing to take what you're already doing at a lower level to that higher level.
So then what if the money kind of stops? What else do I? What safety nets or security should I have in place if that happens?
That's why I said that proof of concept. If your business is already not really like doing much, like getting 30,000 to dump into it, it's not gonna. You're gonna put yourself in a worse position. You get me? Okay. So I never suggest anybody do that. But like I said, let's say for example, like yesterday I talked to a client. He's doing like home renovations and stuff like that, right?
Right.
So he's already like making money. You get me? He's got jobs lined up, but now he just needs extra capital to like basically bridge the gap between him getting the materials, him doing the job, and then him getting paid. Okay. You get me? Gotcha. So now he can use these credit cards, get the materials, he can do all the work and stuff like that, and he doesn't have to worry like, oh man, like I really need this money. I really need them to pay me right now. He can focus more on doing a good job, you get me? Which is gonna do wonders for his company.
Okay.
And then, he'll get paid and you just pay the credit cards back.
Okay, so then in that case, what are some good banks though to get with that actually, like, because we see a whole bunch of things on Instagram and TikTok. So a lot of them say, Chase, Navy, Bank of America, Truist. Like, what is the truth?
So it depends on who you speak to.
Okay.
Everybody's different.
Okay.
Some people like to go for big banks first.
Mhm.
I personally like to go for federal, like credit unions first. Navy Federal is going to be number one. You have Penn Fed is another good one. I think the other one that I was looking at was UNFCU. And there's a list. Like you can go and find, all the credit unions that are in your area. You can even go like community banks, which are good as well. Like
Community banks. Did y'all hear that? Community banks. Wherever you live, community banks.
Yeah. Because the requirements are going to be a lot less strict than like a Chase or like a Bank of America. I don't suggest Bank of America, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah, their limits are trash. I don't suggest Bank of America at all.
Cut Bank of America.
So unless you're established, unless you're well established, you can show a lot of income, they're not going to give you higher limits. Chase is a big bank that's going to give you like up to 50 grand. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And the good thing with Chase is their Business Inc. Cash Unlimited and their Business Inc. Unlimited, I believe, if I remember correct, I think this is still going on, but you don't even have to have your LLC. You could be a sole prop.
Now, listen, I'm going to take effect and I'm going to try that. And then I'm going to come back and let y'all know about that. Hey, listen, don't tell me 50K. What? 50K, I need that.
Yeah.
Need that.
It's
right
life changing
now.
for a lot of people, especially if you're already making money. You know what I mean?
Facts. And like that's the thing when it comes down to like we have mentorships, right? And we have mentors. And so sometimes like we don't have 10 to 15,000 just sitting around. So to know that like the podcast is a business. Yeah. It's something that I enjoy to do. It's something that I know that is a $1 trillion industry, but it's more so I get to speak to the people for me.
Yeah.
Right? So having this financial literacy guru.
Mm-hmm. I hate that term, by the way, man.
Oh man,
I hate.
Okay.
They blew that one up, man. Like I hate being called a guru, bro.
Okay, well, let me see. What would you call yourself then? Let's just start there.
I don't know, man. Definitely not a guru, but I guess like just like an educator, like somebody that just is knowledgeable. You know what I mean? So I don't see myself as a guru. I know, like I definitely know what I'm talking about because I've put it into practice and I've done it for myself.
Okay.
But just that guru, bro. They messed that up for everybody.
Okay, so then how about financial? No.
I say like coach, like credit coach.
Okay.
Yeah, that's on my Instagram, credit coach.
Coach Garcia in the
Coach
building.
Yeah. Coach G. Yeah.
Coach G. I love it. I love it. So now, when did you get started, like in trying to understand and then master the financially like literacy part of things?
So we're gonna have to go back a while. This is like this is like maybe 6 or 7 years ago.
Okay.
I'll say this. So I started working when I was 18, like my first real job. I had started working on cars, Nissan, right?
Mm-hmm.
I had gotten my first credit card because I was going to college. So there was a bank called which I still have to this day. It's the longest credit card I've ever had. Like it's like 10 years. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So there's this bank. They still exist. It's First Financial Bank. Okay. They give credit cards to college students, right? That's pretty much like all they give. Like they make sure every year that you still going to college and everything, right?
Right.
So that was the first credit card I got, and the limit was, I believe it was like $2,000 at the time, because I had a job, so I could show income. They gave me a sizable limit.
Okay.
So what do you think I did?
Spent it all.
Ran it up, right?
Right.
So that card for probably the next 2, 3, 4 years was like at the limit, just maxed out all the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know about credit scores. I didn't know about none of that stuff. until about, I want to say 2017, I started listening to podcasts, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I started listening to like Him 500. I started listening to Pushman Mitch was another one around the 2017, 2018 time, right?
Okay.
I had still been working on cars. I've been working on cars for a long time, but I always thought like, man, like I see all the older guys that I work with, and like most of them can like barely move. Like they're, they're 40, 45 years old. They're not old, but like, they would always be complaining, oh my this, my that, and I got just smoking cigarettes and coughing all over the place. So I looked at that and I was like, man, like is this really where is this where I want to be when I'm their age? And I was like, nah, man. So I like something clicked in me, right?
Right.
And I was like, you know what? There's got to be a better way. Started listening to podcasts. Started listening to Him 500, Pushman Mitch, Runway Billionaire was another one.
Okay.
Basically all those guys, that collective, right?
Right.
And I took things from all of them. Runway and Push got me into like checking my credit.
Okay.
The first ebook I ever bought was the IG Cash by Neil.
Okay.
So that kind of opened my eyes to like digital products and stuff like that. So I went crazy. Like I started buying Neil's ebooks, I started buying Runway's ebooks, I started buying Pushman's ebooks. Then I started moving on to the courses, and we started getting into like, I started getting into like credit and like understanding credit, like understanding age, utilization, all that stuff.
Okay.
And I was like, man, like I've been doing this wrong the whole time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So took those lessons, started paying down my credit cards, started disputing stuff on my own, and that's when I saw like this works. You get me? Started getting results. Like for me, my girl started being able to go and get like high limit credit cards, like using them properly and stuff like that. So I ran, what was it? I went from about $10,000 in credit cards to about 50,000 within like from 2018 to just 2019, right?
Listen. Hey, talk your shit. Let's go.
So
go ahead.
I did that
Coach
for
G.
myself, and I was like, I wonder what else I could do. You get me? Because I'm getting approvals, I'm getting all kinds of stuff, and I'm like, man, like, let me try it with my girl, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I learned about authorized users,
Mm-hmm.
and what I did was, because I was being a good steward of my credit.
Okay.
I was like, all right, let me add her on as an authorized user on all my cards, right?
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't have nothing. Like she had one collection, and that was it. I got it off for her, and she had a car that she already paid off. It was the car that she had when we met.
Mm-hmm.
And so I put her on as an authorized user on all my cards. Her score went from I think it was like a 620 to like a 740, 750, right? Just me adding the age and the cards and all that stuff. And she already had the auto loan, so she was good on the mix, right? I was like, all right. And then I learned about funding sequences through Him 500, because that's pretty much what they be doing in recession proof.
Mm-hmm.
So I got her, I think it was like $17,000 in one sitting, like just 3 cards, doing a funding sequence. This is the most she's never had credit cards before.
The funding sequence, could you kind of either break a little bit of
break
that
it down? Yeah.
Just a little bit. Give people some juice. Just a little bit.
I got you.
Because I know, like I said, I know you got a community.
Yeah.
And I know if people want to really get in depth with you, hey, join your community, man.
Yeah, that's like the best way to like get in here. You know what I mean?
That's
like
it.
Community. So
give them a few gems real quick to the people.
So a funding sequence is just that. It's a sequence of you getting credit cards, right? Or let's say credit products. So what I did was I said, okay, I know Bank of America pulls from, let's say TransUnion, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know Chase pulls from Experian. I know Truist pulls from Equifax.
Mm-hmm.
So logically, instead of me going to 3 banks that's going to put 3 hard inquiries on TransUnion, let me spread out the inquiries. You see what I'm saying? Let me go get a credit card from Bank of America, which is going to report on TransUnion. That's one inquiry. let me go to Chase and get a card from Chase, which is going to be one inquiry on Experian. And then let me go to Truist and get one card that's going to be on Equifax. Now, because they can't see, Chase can't see that I got one from Truist. Truist can't see that I got one from Bank of America, right?
Gotcha.
So I spread the inquiries. And if I want to go get something else, you know what I mean? I didn't run up the inquiries on one report. So that's what I mean by a funding sequence. Look at what bank pulls from what bureau, and then just go in a line and go apply for those 3. And then the thing is too, like I know Chase, sometimes you can get 2 credit products using one inquiry. So if they approved you for one credit card, you can go and hit another application at the same time, or even call up and say, hey, can I get something else? Can I get this card as well? Amex is another good one too. Oh yeah, so
see, there it is. I knew it was one more.
Yeah. Amex is a good one too. Yeah.
Right. So I would say that's something that I did. Right. I learned how to do it the opposite way of what you said. So I think I'm blown away, really. So what I did was the play that I heard about, which was you go get a Discover secured card, right? And if your credit isn't good.
Yeah.
So you can put up to, I think, like 5 or 10K on that card, on that secured card. And you start utilizing that for your gas, for your cell phone, for groceries or whatever. But that's the same reoccurring one that you can afford.
Yep. Meaning
that if you got $100 phone bill, gas is about $60, $70.
Yeah, stuff you would pay for anyways. Yeah.
Right. And you take your check and make sure your check pays the whole bill. And there's a small play in between, is if you know the due date of your where your credit card payment is due, and if you add so if it's due on the 24th, you pay 15 days ahead, which would be like
the 9th.
Right.
Yeah.
You pay half then if you don't have it. And then just 2 or 3 days before, you pay the other half, and that's 0 interest. And so you keep building it. And for 3 to 6 months, I believe that what happened 3 to 6 months, Discover will match whatever you put on there and give it back to you.
Yeah, so they'll like unsecure your card basically.
Right. Okay. So it becomes a regular credit card. Then you keep paying on, like doing what you've been doing. You turn around, like for me, I turn around and then I end up with another, like they gave me another little stack. Did it again, they gave me another stack. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's the play that I use. Then I unlocked what you said. I was kind of on the tip where Smitty.
Yeah, Smitty.
Credit card stacking. So
that's a funding. There's different names for the same thing.
Okay.
No,
different. Okay, so remember, guys, it's a different name for the same thing. So people say different terminologies, but it all means the same. So in that case, what he's talking about and what I'm talking about is the same thing. We just go about it different ways. And so what I did was I ended up applying. I never could get an Amex card. I was so freaking livid. So I ended up, it was like 2, 3 in the morning. I was up. And one of my friends told me, hey, you need to apply. You need to see. Last year, 2023 was lit. 3 o'clock in the morning, I hit the button. Boop, boop. Amex came through. All right.
Which one did you get?
I guess Express, the blue one.
The blue cash? Blue everyday cash?
Yeah, that one. So then that was like, all right, that was a little shaky. I was like, okay, let me hit Navy. Navy
At 3 o'clock in
snap.
the morning.
Early in the morning.
Yeah.
Navy snap. I said, oh, y'all done messed up now. Y'all done gave me this?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All
I don't know
right.
why they do that. Like it's like in either late at night or early morning, like something like changes. I don't know what it is.
Oh. Do you want me to give that gem away?
Hey man, let them know.
Okay. The reason why it works is because their robots are actually just on autopilot.
Yeah.
So the average person can't sit there and go all in depth about, hey, Mr. Garcia owns 3 cars and a house and a dog named Skip.
Oh, like the underwriter.
Right. The underwriter is not there in those hours between 11 and 5:30 in the morning. So within that time period, it's a robot that's saying, hey,
this
Mr.
looks
Garcia,
good.
this looks good. He says he makes this income. And as soon as you do it, instantly. Because when you drop your social, it takes it like the database, of course, they sell our secrets, they sell all our information. So it's like, okay, we can only take this much information and we can only utilize, like, we're going to take like the circle, here's a circle, we're going to take half to just make sure that you're qualified.
Yeah.
Then we're going to take like a fourth of it, and then we're going to take a third of it, and then now all those 3 components, you check out. You say, hey, I got a 750. Okay, he makes over $100,000 a year.
That's
okay,
good,
cool. Yeah. And boom, then it spits out, okay, we're going to give you this much. So then I hit the Amex, I hit the Navy, and I hit the Chase. Yeah, nice. I hit them all. Like, and like one of my people was, man, they got like 20K.
Yeah.
They had got 20K approved.
Yeah. Especially if you bank with that bank.
Right.
Like let's say like Chase is the limit that's on my Chase is 14 grand. But
right.
I bank with Chase. So they see all my income, they see everything. My bank rating with them is high.
Right. Okay.
So that's what I tell a lot of my clients too, is like, oh, I don't have any credit cards. All right, who do you bank with? They bank with a good bank. Is that where your direct deposit goes? Yeah. Go walk in, don't go online. Walk in, sit down with somebody, and see if they can open your credit card. Because most often than not, they will be able to, especially if you have no negatives.
So what happens? Then that things. What happens if you got negatives? What do you suggest to the people? Like, we got negatives, collections. What do you expect? What do you say to them to do?
So when it comes to collections, you have to figure out whether it is with the original creditor, like let's say Capital One. So is it with Capital? Is the collection reporting with Capital One, or is it reporting with credit systems or whatever collection agency, right?
Okay.
If it's with a because both of them you can do a debt validation, but it's gonna work even better when it's with a collection agency. So when it's with that collection agency, what you're gonna do is you're gonna send them a letter that basically says, hey, I see this account that's on my credit report. I just need, a couple documents to know that this debt is mine. It's a debt validation letter. You're gonna need, the account number, the amount, the balance, all that good stuff that they're reporting, right?
Right.
But you need them to send you like a statement, right? Most of them, they don't have that. So right then and there, you're gonna get like either no response and then it just falls off, which happens sometimes, or they might send you something that you didn't ask for, right? They might send you a letter or something that states like, oh yeah, we have whatever authority to collect on this debt. And it's like, okay, well, like, where's the stuff that I asked for?
Okay.
So depending on that response from the collection agency, what you can do is take a copy, because you never want to send the original.
Right.
Take a copy of what you sent, take a copy of what you got back, and then send that to the credit bureau and say, hey, like, I need you guys to validate this debt. This is what I got back.
Okay. So what about trade lines?
Trade lines, it's like seasoning, bro.
Okay.
You get me? It's like barbecue sauce on food that's already good. So I wouldn't use, like, you got some people that are out here like, oh, I can just get a trade line and my credit score will jump up. yeah, it'll jump up maybe 20, 30 points, but you have a collection, you have late payments, you have all this stuff. So when you go to apply for something, it's not hiding the negatives. You get me? The negatives are
Okay.
still there. So yeah, your score looks good, but you can't get anything. And now you just wasted money that you could have used to fix your credit.
Okay. But then now I see this credit thing system where it's called my M2 something. It's like a
Metro 2?
yeah, it's like
Yeah.
a credit repair software.
Yeah, so there's three different ways to dispute that I know of,
Okay.
which is factual disputing, which that's just sending the letter is factual. You get me? There's an error on my credit report. You send it into the bureau or you send it into the creditor and you say, hey, there's an error. Please remove this account, right? And then they'll either change something or they'll just remove it, right?
Right.
That is the basis for disputing, right?
Right.
So you have factual disputing, you have consumer law disputing, and then you have Metro 2. All that Metro 2 does is the same letter that I would send, like factually, it just puts it into the language that Oscar can read. You get me?
Okay.
So it's like it's putting it in like robot language.
Okay. So AI.
Yeah, like AI.
Okay.
So the credit, and I hate using, because you know AI is like a man, what's the word for that when they use it, when they overuse it?
Played out.
Yeah, like it's just played out. It's not really like AI.
Right.
The letters are being generated by AI, right? But Oscar is not. I mean, I guess it technically is like an artificial intelligence, but it's not really AI. It's just a machine that the credit bureaus and the creditors use to talk.
Okay. Well,
They say it's like an information highway, bro. They just send information back and forth to each other on your accounts.
right. So after this, you you got approved for this, approved from that. Would you suggest that, like for me, right? My vehicles are in my business name,
Okay.
so it's not attached to my personal. However, at first they were, and what I kind of learned a little bit, and you can tell me if I'm right or wrong, was once it was in my name, cool, my personal name, then it was, I paid on time, good payment. That showed good payment history.
Yeah.
Once I switched it over to the business and it showed on my personal, hey, he's paid in full, this, that, and the third, credit shot up, bing, 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 it was there. Is that a good play?
Yeah, you got to pay auto loan on your personal. The thing is, like, there's stages, right?
Right.
When it comes to like financials. At the top is, and this a lot of people don't talk about, like a lot of the credit people, they just credit. But it's like, bro, you have to have income first, right?
Okay.
If you don't have income, everything that's down here is gonna suffer. Whether it be, because it goes income, budgeting, because once you have the money, then you budget it, then you can worry about credit, then you can worry about business. You know what I mean? Because all the stuff that's on that ladder has to be good. So your income, you can't have no income and try to fix your credit.
Okay.
You need to solve that issue first.
Okay.
Once you're making money, then let's budget it, right?
All right.
Once you're budgeting, then let's worry about maximizing credit and using credit to its full potential. Okay. Then once you have personal credit, now you can just go get, business funding or whatever you need to do, because they already see you. You have to be a good steward of what you already have.
So, did y'all hear that part? You have to be a good steward in the financial literacy game so that you can have more capital gain.
More access.
He said it. More access.
What was that? Access to capital.
See, access to capital. So, Coach G just said that, man. Yeah, listen. Coach G just told y'all what it is, how to do it, where to go get it from. Now, where do you see yourself in the next 3 to 5 years? Right now, where are you at?
Man, that's tough, to be honest with you. I don't really know. I don't know. So I'm the type of person that doesn't like. I don't really like being like in the spotlight. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, like my perfect scenario is just being able to help people,
Okay.
but doing it from like the comfort of a ranch somewhere on 10 acres or something. You know what I mean? Just being with my family. You know what I mean? Like I have a 1 year old. A lot of things in my life changed when she was born.
Mm-hmm.
So like the way I see things now is different. The way I react to things is different. Stuff like that. I've just become a completely different person.
Okay.
So
Well, like I said, I mean, I know that fatherhood changes a lot of people, some for the good and some for the bad.
Yeah, some for bad.
So it doesn't, I think, too, a good point to bring up is that just because you have a kid or a child or children does not mean that you can't become financially, financially stable enough to acquire high credit card limits, or it doesn't mean that you're just erased from fixing your credit because you have all these kids.
Yeah. Yeah, you shouldn't just give up. There's no life doesn't work like that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But the misconception is, it's like, okay, because I'm black
Mm-hmm.
and all the gems and all the jewels are in the book, I won't read it. You know what I'm saying? But it's stereotypical.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's like if we pick up the book and read,
mm-hmm.
then there's all the gems. Like I feel like the biggest thing that I've picked up on is that if you want to hide something from
an ignorant person, doesn't matter.
Oh man, you took the words out of my mouth. An ignorant person, put it in a book, because 9 times out of 10, they won't read that particular book.
They won't read any.
Or anything.
How many? The thing is, like, how many books does the average person read? 0. Since like high school,
Facts.
When they forced you to read it.
Facts.
Once you graduate, say I don't want to touch a book again. I was the same way. Everything that I have learned up to this point has
mm-hmm.
either been in an ebook
mm-hmm.
or an actual book, and that's not just financial.
Okay.
You get me?
Yeah.
Like it's like how to move in certain situations, like how to strategically do things. It was all in the book.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Like I said, that's it for me. Like I got the psychology of money, the compound effect, how to win friends and influence others.
I gotta get that one. Yeah.
I got that book.
Yeah.
I think How Money Works. I got that. Honestly, I really just been doing it. To be honest with you, just been like applying myself within this last, I would say 2 years or so. I've been just like, I don't even watch TV, right?
Bro, I don't even have a TV right now.
Hey.
Like it's just like once you start doing things, like you said, like you're getting more educated, you're starting to read books and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So you don't even touch the TV.
Right.
You get me? Because you're so focused on other things. There's no time for distractions.
Exactly.
You stop doing stuff like that. Like you stop, watching TV.
Mm-hmm.
You stop eating, bad food. You stop thinking negative thoughts. You start drinking more water.
Facts.
So it all comes down. It all, comes together.
Yeah, I think too that it's about mindset. Mindset is everything, right? So when we have the right mindset and we put that one foot in front of the other, then we begin to acquire new desires because what we read and or what can be tangible because we saw it, we see in movies, music videos, and magazines and different things of that nature.
Distractions, yeah.
Right. But then when we open that book and it's saying, hey, do this, do X, do Y, we'll give you Z. We're like, okay, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to lie, listen, the highest my credit score has ever been was a 738. And the lowest it's been it's a 522.
Okay.
And once I got up to the 7s, I was like, oh, I'm destined for 8.
Yeah.
Forget that. I want 8.
Not only that, but I bet it opened a lot of doors for you.
It did. That's how the credit card is, you know what I'm saying? But somewhere along the way, I could say that I lost myself in it because I tried to do the guru hacks, and I was like, oh, well, if I do it this way.
That's exactly what I said. I hate using
and
that word.
I was like, I'm trying to do this, and then I'm trying to do that, and then it didn't work. And then when it didn't work, it was like, I told myself, I said, why doesn't this not working? Why, like, I'm doing everything.
Most people will stop there and be like, this is a scam.
And 9 times out of 10.
9 times.
It is.
You gotta be careful who you listen to.
Facts. And listen.
You'll go to jail. You know what I mean? So you really gotta be careful who you listen to. If it sounds too good to be true,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you got some guys on the internet, and I'm not knocking anybody.
Right.
Because to a certain degree, like, yeah, these things are possible.
Mm-hmm.
But for somebody that just got their personal credit good, for them to go get $200,000 in business credit with no business income, with a brand new business,
right?
Come on, you know what I mean? It's gonna be hard. I'm not saying it's impossible,
right? But that's the thing. I never understood it fundamentally. I just understood. Oh, shoot, I'm gonna get some money.
Yeah.
As I say, because they say momentum loves speed.
Yeah.
Which is cool. And I was like, okay, I'm doing this. I'll tell you, just
success loves speed.
Well, yeah, success loves speed.
speed.
But the momentum behind it, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like how Mr. Brandon Boyd talks, right?
My boy.
He moves. He moves.
Yeah, he moves fast.
Fast, like, right? I love it. I was like, damn, I'm trying to get there because I want to be here, there, and some of everywhere. I don't mind the spotlight. I really don't care because it just doesn't bother me. It's like, hey, you see me? Hey, I saw you on. Yeah, okay, cool, thank you. That's fine. I love the way him 500 moves. I like his attitude.
Yeah.
He has.
Well, his mindset is A1, bro.
Right,
yeah.
But he has that attitude. Fuck it, I'm gonna get some money.
Yeah.
Hey, you got 10, I got 10. They got 10, they got 10. Hey, let's jump into this investment real quick.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to make your 10 plus interest, and blah, blah, blah. And then you're going to keep going and keep going.
Yeah.
And so what I've come to realize on that is it's like, damn, I need some rich friends. Yeah. I need some people around me that's making headway and doing what I can see or envision my life to be, because I want my family to be financially stable. I want my family to look at, dang, look what they did.
Mm-hmm.
I can do it too. And the fact that we have kids, we want to instill them the financial literacy before they hit school.
Yeah. The thing is, they have to see it too.
Facts.
Yeah. So they have to see it. Like, I take my daughter pretty much everywhere with me. Everywhere. So, because I love being around her. You know what I mean? I think my phone just died.
Right.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's okay. So I love being with my family, and that's why I said, like, I don't really like the spotlight too much, because I want to sit back and enjoy the time I have with my daughter. And sometimes, like, you have to, how do I say it? Like, you always gotta be there. You know what I mean, for your community, your tribe, and stuff like that. So I'm like, like, my daughter's way more important.
Facts. And that's where like I try to understand when Brandon's talking or when Kish is talking, I'm like, you guys might don't have kids. No, Kish has kids.
Kish has kids, yeah.
I don't think Brandon does.
I don't think Brandon does, no.
But
I know Kish has, Kish does have kids.
So what I've learned about it is just like, for me, it's wanting the financial stability and the cushion financially so that I can be at home more, so that I can travel and take care of business, but at the same time, at my own expense on the business, which works.
Yeah.
Because I look at it, I say, damn, I'm building my community. My community is an accountability community. And now I'm in the process of building out a course.
Okay.
So I kind of see, like, I look at how the WAP app is, how the school app is.
Yeah.
Um,
Which
I,
one? Which one do you like, by the way?
I'm a school fan, man.
I set up my WAP, but I think that I don't know. I just like how school is set up. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I feel like it's a lot simpler. WAP has a lot of moving pieces.
right. And that's where I'm getting. I'm like, I'm a little iffy.
Yeah, I'm on the edge too. Yeah.
But WAP is free.
Mhm.
School
You
is
gotta
not.
pay for it. So that's why I did the WAP.
Right.
Because I wasn't sure like what I was gonna do, so I didn't want to like spend the money
Right.
and not really use it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
And when I did that, I said to myself, I said, dang, I've got a couple people like that will buy into the community and pay for it and stuff. And so then I was telling myself, I said, at this point, running the community is running it blind faith.
yeah, that's business.
And right.
That's entrepreneurship, bro.
Listen,
you want to trust God? Like you want to really like
listen.
Yeah.
Hey, you gotta trust God. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
And I see it, right? I envision it. You know, men are visionaries, right? So I've already envisioned
In
what
your mind, right?
right,
Yeah.
what it looks like.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, man, now can I touch it? Can I get there?
If you can see it in your mind, I forgot who said it. I think it was like Bob Proctor or something like that. But he was like, if you can hold it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand.
I like that. And then I think to myself, like, what am I not doing? It's like I went to Chase a couple weeks ago, and there's 2 times that I went now. They couldn't see me. And I was like, is it because I'm black? And that's what I think. But if I walk in here with $1 million suit on and
Yeah, their attitudes completely changed.
And I'm like,
how did you walk in?
How did you casual?
How were you dressed? Like this?
Yeah.
Yeah, if I walk in like this, they're gonna
But I get to tell you this. I walk in with $1 million and I say, hey, I like to put this in my, I guarantee you they're gonna look at me wholly different. Because, but see, money, it shouldn't be.
It shouldn't, but it is.
Facts.
Yeah.
But the thing that I learned from it was, fuck the bank.
For sure.
Straight like that.
For sure. Get your money, but yeah, fuck the bank.
Exactly. Because, I mean, I had to learn it in a way where I'm giving you money to put in your bank system, which is my bank account.
Yeah.
You're going to borrow
they don't
against
even have
it.
Yeah.
Right.
They're going to lend it out.
Right. They're going to borrow against it. And you said, like you said, lend it out. So again, that's why I said, fuck the bank.
Bro, the thing is, like, let's say you have $1 million, right? Which you shouldn't keep it in one bank because the whole FDIC thing. But let's say you got $1 million in one bank account, right?
Right.
You can't walk in the bank and take that out.
Facts.
You got to call ahead. You got to, like, you know what I mean? You got to let them know, like, hey, I'm coming to get my money ahead of time because they don't have it.
You heard it. The banks don't have your money. The banks don't keep your money. It's a monopoly.
The bank is a business.
Right.
Yeah. They're not in the business of storing money anymore. Maybe back in like the 1800s they were. You go and there's gold back in your money, and if you need to go get your gold, you have it. But those days are gone, bro. Most of the money that we see is like the circulation of physical money is like 3% of what we're actually spending. Everything else is just numbers on a screen. You get me?
Okay.
It doesn't even exist.
Okay. So, are you saying right now that the best thing to do is put it in a credit union?
Money?
Or, yeah. What are your suggestions? Or what would you say? Okay, here's 100,000. Can you break down what
I would do?
Yeah, what you would do with the 100,000, breaking it down.
Okay. I would, depending on my expenses, I would probably put first thing I would do is probably put 90 days of expenses away. out of that 100,000.
Yeah.
Right? Just in case. Like that's like in case everything else fails.
Okay.
You shouldn't have more than that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You could survive 3 months before you have to go get a job or you have to go do something else.
Okay.
To get income, right?
Right.
The remainder of that money, I'd probably use, I'd say up to half of it to start a business or get some type of income. The name of the game is going to be income, bro. You have to have income before you have anything else, right?
Okay.
So we got our emergency fund just in case everything hits the fan. I'd say out of the what's left, 50% of that, I'm going to use it to fund a business or to buy something that's going to give me a return, right?
Okay. Gotcha.
So maybe the other 50% of that, I would probably put it in a life insurance policy.
Okay.
For later. Like one that accrues cash value because like let's say IUL, a whole life policy, what they're going to do is they're going to allow you to borrow against that policy. And you have the death benefit. You get me?
Okay.
So pay into that. And I wouldn't just throw 50% in there. I put it in there over time.
Okay. So, okay. I like that. I think, too, the biggest thing is understanding how to, like you just broke it down, man. I just have to say, man, that was phenomenal right there.
And it depends on everybody's situation, you know what I mean? Some people are in different situations, but that's what I would do. That's what I suggest, to my clients and stuff like that is like, hey, I had a client the other day. She, a very good client of mine, she was interested in a life insurance policy because, I do that as well.
Okay.
And she was like, hey, I'm making X amount of dollars. And I was like, how much? First thing I asked her, how much you have in your emergency fund? Mm-hmm. Oh, I got X amount of dollars. I said, that's a lot. You know what I mean? Like, why are you saving so much money? Money is meant to, like, you got to put your money to work. Money's not meant to just sit. It's a tool. You see what I'm saying?
Did y'all hear that part? Can you just hit it one more? Hit it one more time.
It's a tool, bro.
Money's a tool.
You if you leave all the tools in the toolbox, what's gonna happen to them? It's just gonna rust. They're gonna rust. They're not. It's just gonna fall apart.
Right.
So have a good a good runway. Mm-hmm. I are on the riskier side, so I say 3 months. But if you're not feeling that risky, 6 months, maybe 9 months. After that, if you want to store your money in something, store it in a life insurance policy. Store it in a business. You know what I mean? Something that's going to accrue interest or that's going to bring you back money. You know what I mean? Use it as the tool.
I got you. I definitely get that. I like it. I like that, man. I would say everything that you talked about or that we discussed at this point is game changer for me, man. Like I gotta ask you some more questions off this.
Yeah, off this.
off this recording, off of this live, because I need to know. I need to get to the money. That's what I need right now. Let me ask you this: could you talk about your community or how can they find you?
So easiest way to find me is Metal Car Chris on everything.
Metal car?
Metal car.
Metal car.
Yeah, because my cars are metal. So.
Metal car.
TikTok, Metal Car Chris is going to be TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, pretty much everywhere. The community is going to be the Credit Collective. It's a free group on Facebook. Okay. I also have that's the community one. That's where we talk about, life insurance, credit. We kind of like just touch on subjects and stuff like that. If somebody has a question, I'll answer it, or somebody else in the group might be able to answer it. You know what I mean? It's a community. And then I have my paid community, which is the WAP, which is also the Credit Collective, but that's the academy.
He has an academy, guys. Listen, join his community. Don't even think twice about it. Like I said, it's something in there for everybody that can learn something or that needs some type of credit help or they need to feel that they can put their money to work by joining the community and joining his academy. That's how I'm trying to say it. So I would say also too, guys, I have a community as well. And my community is an accountability community where it holds you accountable for old habits into new ways, right? One of the biggest things that I've learned and that I'm still learning is holding myself accountable. This podcasting is something that has evolved far and beyond my dreams. I can't tell you that it's easy.
Nothing's easy.
Right. I can't tell you that it's always heart stars and horseshoes, clovers and magic balloons, because it's not. However, what I can say is that it's worth it. What I can say that what I'm learning and the knowledge that I'm getting, this is how we connect. Get mentorship if you need it, man. I can't stress that enough. I know that they are expensive. However, people pay attention to what they pay for.
Sure.
When they actually pay for something, they want to know where their money is going. So I would suggest joining these communities. I would also suggest being a part of some type of inner network, whether it's your neighbor, whether it's your friend down the street, whether it's your cousin, your auntie, and also everybody. I can't stress this enough. It's something that I'm really, really, really going to work on is a life insurance policy. Get one of those. Listen, for those in their late 20s, early 30s, mid 30s, early 40s, and so on, get you an insurance policy now.
Yeah, you need some type of protection. You have to protect your family, man.
Because it's inevitable that your family member dies and you don't have the money to bury them.
Yep.
Or that something happens to you and you leave your family with financial burdens and they lose everything. Yep. So you're no good to them whether you were dead or alive.
What I will say too.
Go ahead. Say it. Go ahead.
The younger that you started, the better. At that point, like let's say an IUL, for example, if I was 18, I had started it when I was 18, it would be a lot cheaper. If I start one now, it's gonna be, maybe double, triple the price. Not only that, but remember the money that's in there is growing.
Interesting.
So the longer you have an investment, the more it appreciates.
Okay.
And if you need to borrow something from that policy, you can borrow it. You can borrow up to what you put into that policy as a loan that you technically don't have to repay. All you have to do is pay the interest on it. And then what will happen is, let's say you don't pay that loan back. If something does happen to you, they just take it out of the death benefit.
Man, that's what's up.
Yeah.
Okay. Man, guess who had just joined my live? Neo.
Neo
Davis had just joined my live. Man, shout out to you, Neo Davis.
Shout out to Neo. I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the
Neo,
Isaac Cash.
I wish you could have come. I wish you could have came back, man. Because like I said, I would love to get you on live, man. The fact that you came on my live, I'm ecstatic. Like I said, I wish I could reach out to him. That would be freaking awesome. But guys, listen, financial literacy is the name of the game. So we have to get financially literate.
Yeah, we just got to be educated, man.
Okay.
Just
we need to be more educated on that. And again, get you, man, I can say this, man, get you a mentor.
Yeah.
And Coach G, he's the truth. And like I said, he's the guy off in the shadows making the big plays.
Yeah. I'm trying to come out the shadows, but
Okay. I want you to.
Yeah, I know.
I really, really want you to. Like I said, but listen, guys, financial stability is the name of the game, right? Yeah. It's not about the fancy cars. It's not about the girls. It's not about the guys. It's not about the jewelry. And it's more about educating yourself financially so that you can take care of the things and necessities around you. Not saying that you can't have those things.
It'll come.
There you go.
Yeah.
You heard that? It'll come.
If that's what you really want, it'll come.
Facts. Like I said, you have to think you are, know that you are, and apply that every day. Everyday affirmations to self. I am great. I am successful. I am a millionaire. I am a child of God. Or I am who I am, and this is who I am. Respect yourself. Love yourself. Hey, listen, guys. Real Shit Let's Talk podcast. Hey, we out. Catch y'all later.